I guess I should take a pause here to talk about a couple things for this site layout, because I didn't really cover that. My original plan was to move this shed, which was tight to my fence, and then the new building I was going to build 2 feet off the property line, so I had room to get around to paint it and, you know, do the grass and whatever else. To my surprise, apparently my municipality has a minimum 10-foot setback on all structures. So I was walking around and show you the new layout. I decided to change the size of the building. If it's going to encroach that much on my property, I'm going to build it as big as I can build it without getting a building permit, which is 200 square feet. So the new plan is a 20 by 10 run-in, similar to what I was going to do, but it's just going to be bigger, and I'll show you the layout of where it's going to land now. So the new corner post for the building is right here. So it's just over 10 feet from the side and just over 10 feet from the back. And then the new building's going to run all the way up to this hole, and then this pink string line all the way up into the garden, about 3/4 of the way into the garden, up over here to where this hole is going to be, and then cut back and run to the back of the garden. So I probably got at least 2 more evenings of digging at these holes. A couple of them are so shallow and they have a couple big rocks that I've got to bust out of them, which takes a long time. You know, a digging bar is pretty heavy, so I can't use that digging bar for more than a couple hours. If I do, I'll wreck my body and then I won't be able to do anything for like 2 or 3 days. So just going slow and steady. I'm still waiting on the zoning department to approve the location and the plans for this shed anyway, so technically I'm not really supposed to be doing any building yet. Post holes are fine. I don't, whatever. So I got my final hole to depth right here. There was a big rock jammed in it, so it took a lot longer. I also took vacation, so there was some time in between. So there's been about 2 to 3 weeks between when I started this video and right now, slowing the progress down. But I've got all my 4x4 pressure treated posts here, and I've got a couple pressure treated skirt boards, and then I've got 2x4s in the garage to do the pole building. So today I'm going to basically tamp down the dirt in the holes, put some rock in there, start setting posts, start doing the skirt boards, start getting everything squared up, and then So that's probably the most tricky part about this job, is putting in these pressure treated skirt boards. So I want to, oh, it's not late, it's only 2:30. So I guess I'm definitely pouring post holes today if it's only 2:30. But I need a couple more temporary shoring to get this thing where I want it. Oh, the other thing I need to do is square the building off. So I got to run a tape from this corner to that corner and that corner to that corner, and make sure things are mostly square. They should be, because the posts are lying in the holes where I expected them to be. So I might not even move anything. I just got to check it real quick. So I did a bunch more work, putting in some temporary cross braces and some angles and stuff to shore everything up. I went to the hardware store and I got 12 bags of fast set cement, so I've got 2 bags. I had an issue with how I laid out one of these skirt boards, and I trimmed it the wrong length, so I couldn't get my measurements all right and my cross all right, so I've messed around with it for like another hour. At this point, I've been around the building, I've checked all my measurements, my width, my length, my corner to corner to make sure it's a square, not a trapezoid. I've checked plumb on all the posts, and so I've gone through that a bunch, getting this thing all dialed in. So I'm just gonna put the camera on time lapse. I gotta splash a bunch of cement down in these holes. Of cement, so I had to go back to the store and get 6 more bags. But right now every post has got about 3 bags of cement in each hole. All of them are set. It's quick dry cement. So it's getting late. I'm calling it. I gotta shut off the lights and clean up some of the tools that shouldn't stay out. But the day was pretty productive. It was a long day though. Post holes are all set up. Concrete's cured enough to start doing a couple things on the building. The next step on doing a pole building like this is you gotta set the top height for the ridge beam, or excuse me, for the the rafter beams. You got to set the top height of the post. So since I'm level all the way across the bottom, I'm just going to pull a tape from the bottom to the top and cut the posts off, and you've got to cut every single post to the correct height. In my case, it's going to be right around 99 inches or so. Today's going to be the last day of working on the main structure for the pole shed here. I've got about 7 more girt boards I need to put up. There's a bunch that I already did. So these are the girt boards. They're the ones that run up the building that the siding gets fastened to. I need to put one more around the top, and I need to fill in this bay completely. So this part of the video basically covered post holes, the posts, putting up the girt boards, and putting up the main header beams. So the next portion of the video is I'm going to be building my own 2x4 trusses. So they're going to be a 10-foot truss. It's going to be a king post truss. The king post isn't in yet, but that's the trusses I'm going to use. Again, this is a shed, so there's no point in me buying trusses or anything like that. So I'm just going to make my own. So video 2 is going to cover assembling trusses and putting the trusses up on the roof and setting the width of the roof and all the roof stuff. But thanks for checking out the video. If you want to see the part 2 and part 3 of this, please subscribe, like my channel, leave a comment.